Who's a fat boy?
Podcast Fat Boy.
We are back again. Here we are again. I know. I'm obviously not in Halifax anymore. This was supposed to be a Halifax special, folks. I was going to record in Halifax when I was there for a week. Got back last Sunday, and let me tell you, it was a busy week. I was driving, I was traveling, and I just didn't have time to pull out the little mic, sit on the beach, smell some of the sea air, and give you guys an on-location one. I'm a little disappointed. I know you guys are. I know all the fans out there of the PodFat wanted to hear that on location. But the best I can do is just give you a little recap of what happened, essentially, out there. I don't know if you've been to Nova Scotia. It's a beautiful province. Very, very green, very bushy. That was nice. Got to go to Prince Edward Island. Got to, go to Cape Breton and stuff. And, it was a nice little getaway. Got to see an old friend of mine. Haven't been to Halifax in over 10, 12 years. So it's nice to check in every once in a while with different parts of Canada. How's everybody doing? Is everyone a little nervous with all the nuclear war talk going on? The King John and Donald Trump, they're just having a fun time terrifying the world. Everyone's talking about nuclear holocaust. That's the big thing now. Everyone's getting prepared for a nuclear holocaust, which just pretty much means we all die. We all die, essentially. I've got my radiation pills. Do you guys have yours? You can get them for free. Might give you a little bit of a head start. I tweeted at him today, Donald Trump, and I asked if I could have a position on King Baron's, council or something in the radioactive underworld. Because, you know what, let's be honest, if the world ends, he's going to start throwing out kings and queens everywhere. We're going to go to that for the first time in America. Yeah, the borders will be gone. They'll just take over Canada. Just be this huge chunk. There'll be, huge walls going around the whole thing. You thought just the wall was going to be on Mexico. They're going to be we're going to be domed in. It's just going to be one giant sky dome here, folks. So yeah, if I could get some kind of job working under King Baron, that'd be great. I can just chat with him about sports. I don't know. Does he like sports? I don't even know what he likes. I'm going to have to Google that shit or something, or ask his mom. Because it's pretty important that we find our place in the new world. And mine is beside King Baron. I don't know about you. Guys, it's just like in the 60s. It's just a bunch of puffing out chests and, having a bit of a pound of that chest as well. I think that's all it really is. Nobody wants to die. No one wants to turn this beautiful planet that is one of a kind and billions of, light years of space. We don't want to ruin that just for some idiot. So a couple of idiots want to blow up the place to be like, well, trying to prove a point here. Okay, we're somebody too. Like, everyone's got their own country. A country is a big piece of land. Who cares? Just stay there. Work on your economy and do your minor imports and exports, and everything will be fine. What we got to be puffing our chests up like this, like a horny rooster? Okay, we're not horny roosters. We got horny roosters running the world, and that's not good. We can't have horny roosters doing stuff. Cock-a-doodle-doo, bitch. Cock-a-doodle-doo. So, yeah, I was in Halifax. What did I do? One of the craziest thing I did for exercise was swim with whales. That got the ticker going really fast. Essentially, what you do is you go to a company that does whale watching, and you have to really find someone that does it. And they don't really promote that they do this swimming with whales thing on part of their tour. If you want, pay double. Essentially, could cost you about $100. and they give you a wetsuit, no life jacket, and you just jump into this Pepsi Cola ocean called the Atlantic. And after he's, done cornering a pod of whales, that's when he yells at you to go, and you jump off the dinghy into a pod of whales. And it was, it was frightening. It was one of the most frightening things I've ever done in my goddamn life. And let me tell you, I was swimming pretty hard back to the boat each of those 3 attempts. Saw the whales on the 3rd attempt, and it was pretty scary to see big fish like that under water with a snorkel. And what else is scary? We saw a seal in the distance, which means there's probably sharks around there too, because sharks like to follow whales. So Hilton, I don't know if you've been reading, but Hilton's a great white shark that's been spotted in Halifax. He's just chilling up the coast of Halifax right now. And who's to say there aren't more Hiltons? Maybe Hilton was there too. Maybe a great white shark was just waiting in the water as we swam around in our black wetsuits. So anyways, it was really good exercise because, man, when you get in that water, your heart starts ticking, and getting out is just like the most urgent thing I've ever wanted to do in my life. And just getting back on that boat being like, wow, I'm really, really flirting with death. You can feel it, it's like, wow, this feels like cardio. This is probably all I need to do is just jump into pods of whales and swim back to the boat. And you do that, 3-4 times a day, I'm probably going to hit my fitness goals. Okay. So unfortunately we don't have any whales here in Ontario. We don't, Lake Ontario has, some myths about monsters in the lake. I can't remember its name. It's like Okie monster or something. I don't know. That's probably nothing like it, but if I could find a sea monster to jump in the water with and swim for 5 minutes, that'll be great. That's what I'm looking for, because I'll make the effort to do that. I obviously make the effort to go to the gym that I can see from my house, and I've only gone 3 times in the last month and a half, almost 2 months. It's going to expire again, people. My 3 month is going to expire, and I'm only going to have gone 3 times. And I've wanted to go to the gym, but I just couldn't do it. I was trapped in this house. There are sandworms outside. I cannot go out if there's sandworms. It's just, that's what happens when you're driving on a bridge and you're goofing with your gal, and then you crash through and then the dog kills you. Okay. So I'm stuck here, and, but I'm getting the urge. I do want to work out more. I had my first, mild fat shaming by a stranger on social media, essentially referred to me as a dad bod. This is someone I do not know, and that's okay, because I do have a dad bod, and I've made a lot of money off my dad bod. It's got me some commercials and whatnot. One I can't talk about. There's a huge one coming out soon. I'll talk about it more when it airs, but it was, dad bod got that for sure. Not a big part of it, absolutely. Being called a dad bod, that's fine. I don't give a shit. Okay, because I know what I am. You don't have to lie to me and tell me I'm a Cinderella waist here. I'm not a Cinderella waist. I don't want to be a Cinderella waist. I don't think anybody should. Get away from me, you Cinderella waist. Stop haunting kids' dreams with your drawings, Disney. God, no one can live up to that shit. A drawing? Never. It's too easy. All you need is an eraser and a pen. So, okay. Boy, I got to say something right now. Another thing that really is good exercise is taking a flight that doesn't have, it's very hot. They don't have like air conditioning on, so you're just sweating. So I feel like I lost a lot of water weight just sweating on this Porter flight. Now, I feel a little hesitant. I'm a little hesitant to talk shit about Porter because everybody loves Porter. And guess what? I've taken it twice and I don't like it. First time was okay. The second time taking it, I'll just go over a couple of things that bother me about Porter. Leaving from Toronto is amazing. They have the nice lounge. They've got some coffee and stuff and free stuff there. And you're in a breeze, by the time you get there and then get to the waiting spot, it's 20 minutes. It's amazing. But But the problem is, the planes are very dirty. Very dirty. The trays are very dirty. So when you open up that tray, you know that they have not cleaned these in God knows how long. Probably once, twice a month at the most. So you got to bring your own antibacterial wipes. Trust me, it's gross. And I don't know. It just feels like more of a discount flight. So maybe it should be a little bit cheaper than what it is. Like, Jesus, you got to charge us $30 a bag to fucking check our bags. Like, it should be going to Halifax and back. It should be no more than $350 return. Okay, $175 one way. That's what it should be. You got no TVs. You've got either a beer or a glass of wine as your free complimentary thing, and you're only getting one of those. I don't know this thing about people who get drunk on porter. I don't know how that happens. So I don't know. I need a better experience. I feel bad for the premium seats that you buy because they are right up beside the one bathroom for 80 people. And there's people staying there the entire time. And it stinks. Those washrooms smell. I could not get that smell out of my nose for quite some time. So, but yeah, really happy that it was hot as hell in there. So I did, I lost some weight. Yeah, I lost a little bit of weight. No big deal, guys. No big deal. So, one thing, when I was in Halifax, I've played this game before. I've found another sedentary sport for me to play because, I don't want to do anything that's going to really tire me out. I just want to be able to walk, back and forth in a 10-foot radius, essentially. And, so I invested in a washer toss game. If you're not familiar, it's essentially you throw washers into a box that has a cup in it. And there's points involved, and you walk back and forth between two boxes, and you can hold a drink in one hand. May that be a Gatorade or a vitamin water of any sort and flavor, or a beverage of alcoholic demeanor. I love it. It's a fun game. So I always got a new walking game, the walking game. That I come up with. I invest in every summer. It's a new one. So yeah, this summer it's washer toss. Okay, I'm excited to take that to the cottage tomorrow and take it for a test ride. So, if it's the least I could do. I can't get to the gym, so I might as well find some kind of sport where I at least walk, get the counts on my Fitbit up. Oh. Boy, it's hard. I'm busy right now. I'm recording a voice demo next week, and I can't wait to get that over with. It's cost me a lot of money for coaching and all this shit, and this is my last one. This is the last time I'm going to do a voice demo. The next demo, it's just going to be snippets of my voice commercials, guys, if I get them. Because the last fucking voice demo I did was a bit of a fucking failure, okay? I'm just going to say it right now. So I'm looking forward to getting one done as best as I can, and hopefully it leads to fucking work, need work, need money, especially in the Holocaust. I got to start putting cash under my bed, nuclear Holocaust. I got to find a good spot to put money, put bills, or maybe just start buying jewelry, because everyone's going to go back to wanting gold. I don't know. So much to think about with this nuclear holocaust. But yeah, make sure you get your radiation pills, is all I'm trying to say. So when I was out in Halifax, now, this is my third time going out that way. And every time I hear, it's like, oh, we're in the Pepsi-Cola Atlantic Ocean. And in that beautiful, cold, frigid ocean is not only the bones of Titanic passengers, not only, but you got yourself some lobster and some scallops and what else? Crab. What are the other fun things to eat? All kinds of swordfish and trout, whatnot. And I'm not a big seafood fan, and I've always been kind of nervous about eating it because it just feels like it's this pocket of cholesterol. It's just this chewy, like shrimp. I don't like shrimp. I don't like the texture of it. Seafood all reminds me of Zangief's bicep from Street Fighter, and it's got the fucking rips in it and everything, like the red rips. And it's like I'm eating Zangief's bicep. essentially is why I don't order it ever. And, there is one seafood I do like, and it's called scallops, okay? And they're like little white pucks. And they're apparently fairly low calorie, fairly low cholesterol, very tasty. You wrap them in some bacon, whatever. Drizzle a little maple syrup on them. Delicious. But I've always wondered, because, we got some lobsters. Now, I didn't have one of the lobsters, but, my girlfriend and her family ate lobsters, and they were fresh, and they were, put into a pot of boiling water alive. And that was, it was kind of hard to watch. It wasn't easy. But that's always been the one for me, that lobster is just like, is this good for you at all? It just seems like it's just a cholesterol, you're just pulling cholesterol off this poor creature and eating it. And I don't know if it's any good for you. So I looked it up. Okay, folks? And lobster actually, if you think of like a moderate sized lobster, what people usually eat at a restaurant or whatnot, it's going to give you a little bit more than a cup, right? A full cup of lobster meat. Tail, claws, and in a cup, there's only about 129 calories. That's a lot of dense lobster meat, and that's not a lot of calories. It's got lots of vitamins in it too. You're going to get a little bit of B12, you're going to get a little bit of B6, right? You're going to get lots of minerals, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium, zinc, high doses of that. And then the one problem, the one thing you got to think about, and the whole reason you eat lobster in moderation is the cholesterol, right? 71% of your entire daily recommendation of cholesterol is in that one cup of lobster. So yeah, pretty full lobster. And what else? What else is in those lobsters? They live in a salty ocean. They're underwater their entire lives until they're in those horrible tanks at the store. And you guessed it. Sodium's pretty high in these buggers too. Any salt, seafood is going to have a lot of salt in it because, it's come from the fucking ocean. Of course it's going to have some salt. And you dip it in butter, and the butter's probably got more salt in it. So like this, you look at the raw lobster as having 129 calories in a cup, but you dress it up, baby, and it's a lot more calories with the butter and the whatnot, more salt. It's probably closer to about 400 to 500 calories, which is, for a dinner, not bad. And then you're adding your sides too, so you're looking probably around 7 to 9 to maybe 1,000 calorie dinner, right? So essentially, if you are a lobster fan, just have it in moderation, like everything else in this world, and you should be fine. And the one thing that I like, sea scallops, one scallop's got like 3% of your daily cholesterol. Okay, folks, much healthier. It's a healthier thing, but seafood is all pretty weird. It's all pretty weird, And I'm from Ontario. Like, where are we gonna get that stuff? It's gonna be shipped in, right? So it's never gonna be that fresh. You see them at the store. Wow, look at these guys swimming around, but they're not that fresh. So anyway, overall the trip was a success. I'd say I got to do a lot of walking. I did get to try some foods and, see some parts of Canada that I haven't seen before that just remind you how beautiful this country is and how it's something you want to fight for and not blow up with nuclear radiation. I'm hoping that this is everything's going to be smooth after all the puffing is done, the puffing of the old man's chest. And, hopefully it'll encourage me to be like, maybe I'll go to the gym today. That's all we're looking for, right, folks? Motivation. I think I'm going to try meditation as well. Maybe listen to some kind of a Guruian type of meditation too. Okay? So that's pretty much all I got for this week. Giving it a little shorter. Just a little bit of a recap. I got to get back to work. Guys, have a great weekend. I will see you in the next episode. This is episode 26. We are getting closer to 30. I think I've decided that I don't want to do more than 100 episodes. 100 episodes, Podcast Fat Boy will be no more. So, going at this pace could be another few years. If I don't get back on that weekly schedule, right, folks? Well, if I can't get on the schedule, you guys get on your schedules, okay? And stick with them, and I will see you next time. Bye.